Good evening. Happy, what is today? Thursday. I always forget. Is it Monday or is it Thursday? Today's Thursday. I hope you've had a great week. Welcome to Creations by Julie. I'm Julie. Ed is, you can tell, is behind the camera, pulling it up on his phone, so I'm sure we're live. Let me pull it up on mine before we get started. That way one of us will be able to, hopefully, to catch all the comments. If you have any questions during the live, just make sure that you, so you get to hear me about 4 times. Make sure that you ask Ed. Put your question in the comments, and if he doesn't catch it, I always go back and read the comments and reply as much as I can. Y'all know if you reply too much on Facebook at one time.
And Travis says hi.
Hi, Ann. Hope you're doing great. And the weather's good. Was any of the bad weather, the tornadoes near you? I did not hear anything from my sister. I saw that she posted on Facebook, so I'm assuming, you know, y'all didn't have tornadoes real close to you because she lives right there fairly close to where you live. But anyway, what was I saying?
Marie's friend says
hi, Maria. Thank you for being here. I appreciate all of y'all. You know, the first thing we're going to do tonight is draw a name out of our blessing bag and see who wins this 2-tiered tray from Magnolia Design. I've shown it to you a couple of times. It's just, you put it together, you can paint it, you can stain it, you can leave it this pretty color. You may just want to put a glaze or something on it, but it comes with all the hardware you need to put it together. So that was our thank you recognition gift for November. So we're going to start out with just drawing names, and there's a lot of them in here. I'm just going to shake them up really good and pick one. And then if they happen to be on later, let me get my glasses so I can read the name. Ann Travis. Ann is on here, I know. Congratulations, Ann. Ann's name was in there a lot, and I'm going to tell you it's because of her sharing. Ann shared every video, sometimes twice, so that's how you get your name in the bag. Okay.
and Travis says yay.
Yeah, okay, so Ann, we will get this, tomorrow's Friday, so it might not go out to you till Monday, but we will get that in the mail for you. Okay, so tonight I thought what I would do is, let me put my bag over there. I thought we would make a farmhouse Christmas wreath that didn't have a ribbon tails. I thought about not even putting a bow on it, but I'm going to wait and decide on that later. I may actually add a bow, but we'll see. But we're going to start, and you know, I've showed y'all this several times, so I'm just going to kind of go over it for the newbies, and you can always go back and watch.
Linda Kirkendall says hi, Julie from snowy Minnesota.
Oh, Linda, I wish. Everybody tells me I would hate the snow if I lived where it snowed. But, you know, now I did live in Michigan till I was 10, but I don't remember much of that. And then we moved to Alabama. And then, of course, Ed and I have lived in several places, but the farthest north, I guess, would have been Tennessee, right?
Well, I lived in Indiana.
Well, yeah, you during the week sometime, you know, there for about 9 months, 8 months, something like that. We stayed in Tennessee, and he had a job in Indiana. But he saw more snow than we did. But in Tennessee, we had good change of seasons. I mean, we had nice summers. We were in the north part of Tennessee, right on the line. Well, no, South Tennessee.
Yeah.
Alabama, Tennessee line. And but we did get a little bit of snow, you know, and I enjoyed it. But we're in South Texas, down around by the coast, and we might get snow here once every 10 years, maybe. You know, but anyway, just stay safe.
It's kind of like the lake snow. It's the Gulf snow.
Yeah. Here, you mean?
Yeah.
Well, we don't always get a lot of rain either, but it's almost like the rain comes down from Houston and then just splits, you know. We live by quite a few chemical plants, and my son-in-law says it's that we're under a chemical plant dome, you know, all the stuff in the air, and it just, but anyway, okay, so you're going to need, and I will tell you there's a lot of different ways to do your forms. This is just the way I do it, some of mine. I usually always put the pipe cleaners on them the same way every time, no matter what.
Sandra in Chow says good evening.
Hi, Sandy. No matter what I'm doing or what ruffle, you know, y'all know I love the ruffle. Tonight we're going to do something a little bit different, and people have kind of named it the kerfluffle because it's part curl, part ruffle. So we'll go through all that. But I wanted to show you how you would prepare your frame. This is a frame from the Dollar Tree. First thing you want to do is go around and check and make sure all your wires are where they need to be and they haven't come loose, because I have found a few of them that have come loose from the welding and stuff. So you want to check that and make sure they're all. Then I put 18 total pipe cleaners on mine. And I did this one in white so you could see it. And then we'll put some, I keep wanting to call it petals because that's what I call by flowers and things, but I guess it's just a technique or a method. But the way I do it, I start, you have 6 different crossbars, basically, which gives you 6 sections, okay? I take a pipe cleaner and put it on the second row, so it doesn't move. It's down under the frame right here, the crossbar, and over, and I twist it, okay? Then I put one on the top. Now the one on the top, to keep it from moving and to do it real tight, I usually take a piece and go under that first wire and back up, and it makes it's not going to slide, okay? So I do that on all 6 of them. Okay, that gives you a total of 12 right there. Then I go back, and in the center, between these 2 crossbars, I add a pipe cleaner on your second and third rings, around 2 different rings. One reason I like to do that is that way all my ruffles and stuff are on this same ring. You don't have them all over the place. Second, it allows your customer to hang the wreath anywhere that they want to if you don't have a sign that goes a certain way. I like to leave that last ring with nothing tied to it. So you want to pull it tight, twist it a couple of times. Now this one will slide. If you pull it too tight, you're liable to bust those rings. So what I do a lot of times is I get it in the center, and I'll take a little bit of glue and just put a dab of glue kind of at the top over the pipe cleaner and onto the frame. You could do it here too if you wanted to, but that just makes it a little steady so that when you get started, it's not moving on you. So that's how you get your frame ready, and you do that all the way around. So, you know, I've done 1, 2 basically, and then you're going to do these other 4. So, and this one I used white pipe cleaners. You want your pipe cleaners to kind of match the mesh that you're using. So any questions about the pipe cleaners? You'll have a total of 18. Now, if you just want to use 1 roll of mesh, which is what I do for most of my wreaths, so that I can keep the cost of them down and sell them for an inexpensive price.
Thank you, Miss Ann, for the sprinkle.
And you've got 18, so say your mesh is 10 yards, that's 360 inches. So if you'll divide 18 in that, it comes out to 20. So you could cut your pieces 20 inches, and you're going to use a whole roll. What I do is I cut them about 19 and a half, at least till I get to the end, because sometimes the companies, you don't have quite 10 yards. So I just play it on the safe side. A ½ inch per thing is not going to matter. So that's what you would do if you wanted to use just one row. Now what I wanted to do tonight is I wanted to use these two, and this is actually a fabric mesh. This one was a brand new row when I started. This one was not. I had already used some of it. But I wanted to put these two together because this is the sign I chose to use. Mary, it came from Craft Outlet. I think it was like $4. Not real expensive. It's wood. So I wanted to use these two because that makes it really look farmhouse. Once you get it all together, you can't really tell that it's two different meshes, but you do see a little of the white. And that's what I wanted with this because this is the country look. But I love this mesh. It's fabric mesh, so it's soft. You cut it with a rotary cutter because it will fray. And I don't have a whole lot of this left. I don't even have 17 inches on that. So, you know, I might use it to show it to you, but I will cut a couple. I've already got them cut and on the frame so that you don't have to sit here and watch me do that many of them. But I'm going to show you what we're going to do for our technique. I wanted, and since I'm going to use two colors anyway, I wanted to cut my pieces and I wanted to do the kerfluffle. I think that's what it's called. It's a combination of a ruffle and curls. I don't like just the curls, but I thought, well, I'll try this with just a little bit of curl. So I wanted 32 inches. Now, 32 inches times 18 is something like, what did I say, Ed, 576? You don't have that many inches on one row. If you just wanted to use just this farmhouse material and nothing else added to it, you'd need 2 rows of it. If you're using 2 colors together, then you just part of a row. You'll have this much of each row left. You need like a total of 16 yards. So if you're using 2, then that would be 8 yards on each row. Does that make sense? Okay, so you want to cut it to 32 inches. And the way I did that, my mat only goes to 24. So I'm going to get something and kind of lay down here. So I would take it and measure it all the way to the end of the mat. And then I just left my finger right there on the 1, actually. And I moved it up to the, 9 so that I could cut on the 1. That gives me that extra inches. Let me see. Let me stand up to cut this one. I have to open my rotary cutter. This is the one I actually cut my finger with the other day, y'all. All right, I saw about where it was. So you've got to be careful. These things are sharp. Okay, so you've got a really long piece. And see, this is towards the end of the roll, so it wants to curl anyway. So that kind of helps. Okay, you're going to need something to kind of hold it. And you're going to need a clip of some sort. You can use a clothespin. You can use these potato chip clips. Basically whatever you want to use. And I'll turn it sideways where you can see. So what I do is I fold, see how it ravels because you couldn't do the heat tool. So I fold it about 1 inch or ½ inch, and I count that as 1 row. You're going to take it and roll it, curl it.
Thank you for the sprinkle, Miss Karen.
2, 3, 4, about 5 times. And see, that just kind of makes a little curl. And then I put a clip on it and turn it around. Now you want to do it, see, with the curl side up. Normally I turn it over and do curl side down, but this you'll do curl side up. Then you're going to spread it out. You're going to do the same thing down here. You're going to fold it once, twice, 3, 4, 5. Now, if you want to do 6 or 7, you can. But I love the ruffle. So I only did it 5 on each end. And then you've got, this one, you've got a line right down the middle pretty much. And then you're just going to pull it and gather it just like you would on a ruffle. So then when you get to your clip, just take your clip off and make sure you've got, so you've still got your little bow tie, but you've got kind of a curl here, And instead of going down with it, you're going to go up. And this is pretty thick. So you start either on the bottom or the top, it doesn't much matter. And I did every other one because I used 2 colors. All right, so you're going to have to put it in there, and you're going to have to hold it pretty good and then pull it pretty tight and twist it. This one, since I'm not putting tails or anything in it, I twisted it like 5 or 6 times. And then I knew I could take my clippers, clip that off, and kind of tuck it in under, okay? So that's kind of that particular one. Now, I don't have enough of that to show you, so I just brought in another one here. And Nick of Nick's Seasonal Decor, you know, he doesn't measure everything, so he would tell you it would be no big deal. Just kind of guess at what. So I'm going to put it there and pull it out to about 8. Mark it right there. That's where I'm going to cut it.
Thanks for sending this. Says hi, everybody.
Janice, hi. I'm glad you're back. Now, see, this is not what I used. Actually, I used this one, but I don't have enough of it left to show you the method again. So you're going to take it, curl side up, and see, 32 inches is pretty long. So you're going to fold it. See, this one doesn't want to curl as much, but that was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Put a clip on it. Have any of you ever done the kerfluffle? All right, so same thing here, and see, that's really raveling. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. If you're going to use 2 pieces, just kind of pick something that matches. So see, we have this much, which is probably 17 inches pretty much, just to do a ruffle.
Thank you for sharing, Miss Janice.
So it's going to make a very thick piece.
Cindy Renshaw says I have it and made a very pretty wreath.
Yeah, I'm going to have to go this way. Okay. So I just push that up. Same thing. That's really a thick piece, so pull it really tight. Do it 4 or 5 times. Now you only clip it off if...
Travis said she did it the other day for a centerpiece.
Oh, yeah, that would be pretty because it would make it really full. Okay. Only clip it off if you know you're not going to be adding anything. So then that's basically what you do all the way around the wreath. You've got a little bit of curl, and then you've got ruffle, and it really pushes it together. Now, these 2 are not the perfect thing as far as matching, but I'll show you the wreath because I've done all 18. Does anyone have any questions about the method? You could do just a plain ruffle, which, you know, like this was 17 inches. You could do a curl. I mean, y'all, the curls are just basically curled all the way. I left the paper on. This one curled really tight because it's the very end of our row. And it's catching on everything.
It's like a hot dog.
Yeah, and then that's basically what a curl is. I don't like the curls. The kerfluffle is okay. But normally I just like to use 1 roll of mesh. But since I'm not putting ribbon tails on this one, I could use 2 rows. So the ruffle is just, I do turn the end under just a little bit, curl side down, and then you just ruffle it. Now, if you cut your ruffle to 25 or 30 inches, it's going to be a lot thicker too. And it would make a pretty one. You don't have to worry with the curls. Okay. So if y'all understand the method, let me get all that out of the way. I can show you what the wreath looks like because y'all know I like to do things ahead of time. There's no reason for you to sit here. My phone has gone crazy Sorry, y'all. I'm not getting comments. I'm just getting other, sorry, I got distracted. I'm getting my other lives listed underneath there.
You went too far. Slide back the other way.
Slide? Oh, I didn't know I slid. Okay, now Ed actually taught me something. Okay, anyway, y'all know I don't think you need to sit here and watch me do 18 kerfuffles or whatever. So I've already done my wreath, and this is the finished product.
Karen Hunter said she loves a wreath on the wall.
Thank you. That's the ribbon wreath I did a couple of weeks ago with the black and white check that I told y'all I thought the Walmart was better. Okay, so this is what we have. See, that's pretty just like it is. Very farmhouse. And it's using the red and white and the brown and red. And it doesn't matter. I did every other one. There's actually a couple of places to where when you do the bottom first and then the top, you might have the two red and whites together. But really, when it gets done, you can't tell that. I mean, it just adds a pop of white.
And Travis says those colors are gorgeous.
Yeah, they are pretty. Okay, so this is the sign that we're going to put on it. Came with a little thing, but I'm not going to use it. I actually already went and put my staples in, but I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to use red. Uh-oh, I may need that ribbon. Sorry, y'all.
That's pretty.
My ribbon fell, and I may need it.
Karen said she loves the colors.
I think it's such a pretty. And the great thing about this is, y'all, you could sell this as a Christmas wreath, but a farmhouse wreath, because all they have to do after Christmas is take the sign off, and they've got, this wreath could be up year-round for a farmhouse theme. So I'm going to put 4 pipe cleaners here.
Sandra Renshaw said that turned out to cute with the different meshes.
Mm-hmm. And then I'm going to put just a little bit of glue on each one just to kind of give it. And I'll bet my needle. I thought I left my needle in here, but I may not. Yes, I did. Okay. Some things you don't think about till you get ready to do it. So far, I haven't had to send Ed after anything. I thought I was going to have to send him under the table for my ribbon. This will stay down. You could cut it off, but really no reason to. And like I said, this sign came from Craft Outlet, and it was very inexpensive. It was either $3.95 or $4.95. I'm going to put just a little bit of glue.
Poor Ed. If I get under that table, she may have to get a wrecker to get me on.
He's done a pretty good job of finding stuff. I think there was just once that he couldn't find what I sent him after. Maybe twice, but once I think it was because, oh, I had moved it. It wasn't where I told him it was when I went out there later. You wouldn't have to do the glue. The staples, I'm pretty sure, would hold it. Now,
thanks for the stars, Miss Ann.
if you don't have the staple gun that makes the raised staples, then just lay your...
Karen Hunter says as long as you don't have to call 911.
Yeah.
We've been there and done that. That's no fun.
Take your pipe cleaners and put them on your board, and then just staple the pipe cleaners, and then put a little bit of glue over that. So we're going to give that a second for that glue to dry so I don't get it all over my mesh. But yeah, my plan, and since I haven't put a tag on the wreath, I can put this anywhere I want to, and that pretty much, I don't know how much of this I want to go underneath it to lift it up. I don't want it really sitting down in there deep. But you see, if you don't use your money putting a whole lot of ribbon tails on it, then you can do two. Now your fabric mesh is more expensive. It's probably at least $8 a roll. I don't think Hobby Lobby carries fabric mesh. I'm not positive. I would just say be careful when you're buying your mesh from Hobby Lobby and look at how much you get. If it's one of those that it's 10 yards, that's good. But a lot of even their ribbons, they're no longer 10 yards. They're like 6. And if you picked up 2 rows that just has 6 yards, then that's just 12 yards and you need 16 to do 2 colors. Like I said, I brought some ribbon in here, but I may make a bow because I'm not positive if I'm going to want a bow on it or not. Okay, I think we're okay. All right. So I went ahead and put 4 on there. The thing is, I'm probably going to have to stand up. I don't craft sitting down very much. So let me stand up. Do not raise that camera. You're fine. Keep it right here. I just kind of want to make sure, even if I put a bow on it, I want to make sure it's kind of in the middle. So we're going to do this the easy way with the needle.
Kathy Keller says, hello, Julie and Ed.
Hi, Kathy.
You had a great Thanksgiving with your family. It was good getting to see Ed in the picture.
Yeah, we had an awesome time. Ed was actually sick. No, you got sick the next day. We took those pictures on Wednesday. He got sick Thanksgiving Day, and we sent him back to the rent house to go to bed, and the rest of us all went to the football game. But it was supposed to rain, and he was running fever. He didn't need to be sitting out in the rain. He came home with a little bit of a cough, but yeah, we had an awesome time. You know, it probably the first time in 4 years we had all of our family together. I've got one little string there but yeah, it was good to get to see those grandkids in Mississippi. But we had a great day. We came home Saturday, wasn't it? Late Saturday. We started home, and it's about an 11-hour drive. We stopped overnight going, so we wouldn't be so tired when we got there. And coming home, we just wanted to come home and get in our own bed, so we drove the whole way home. Those last few hours are kind of rough.
Janice Lucinda says, beautiful family. Thank you.
Thank you very much. We think so. Of course, we have 10 grandchildren. Only 2 of them are boys. We have...
but they all boy.
Yeah. Yeah, we got a bunch of girls. Sometimes they call me G. Sometimes they think G's crazy with her pictures, but you know, you never know when's the last picture you're going to take. So we always make them pose for pictures. When they're here and at Christmas, it's like, okay, we can't open presents till you pose for pictures. It's taken about as long to put the sign on as it did to put all the curls and stuff around. You just want to make sure when you're putting your sign on that you've got it around a bar. One side on one side of the bar and one on the other. All right, and what I do is usually put 2 on, and then I check it and make sure I'm straight, and then I'll do the other 2. All right, all right, looks pretty straight to me. Does it look straight to you? Up and down? Okay, so we'll do these other 2.
Barbara Bennett said, tardy for the party, but I'll watch the replay.
Yeah, thank goodness for replays. You know, we can fuss about Facebook all we want to, but thank goodness that they do allow you to watch a replay. Sometimes it's hard to find like if you're looking for a particular video that I've done, I do upload all my videos. I think there's only been 2 in the last year and a half that for some reason wouldn't upload to YouTube. But if you go to YouTube and search Creations by Julie, all my videos should pop up, and you should be able to keep scrolling down and find one that you want. Because in December, I'm probably going to post some things from last year. We made some really cute trees, and there was a really cute rustic snowman that we made out of a light bulb. So come December, I'm probably going to be reposting a few of those.
Barbara Bennett said, loving this wreath.
I did too. And one thing I really love about it is the fact that you can take the Christmas sign off and use it year-round. It will probably be in my Etsy shop in a day or two, as soon as I can get pictures and stuff. Because you can, you know, leave the pipe cleaners a little longer in the back and make sure your customer knows that those are the pipe cleaners they would cut to take the wreath off. My thought was it would be pretty without anything but the sun.
And Travis said she would love to see the snowman.
Oh, it's in there on the fireplace. Ed can go get it and we'll show it to you, and then you can go back on YouTube and find. We did it last year. He turned out really cute. It's actually an idea I got from the Silver Farmhouse. You know, she does all kinds of primitive stuff. Okay, let me pull that a little tighter. Once you get all 4 of them on there, okay, I hadn't done that one yet. Okay, let me pull this. Ooh. Yeah, that's the snowman. The light bulb came from Hobby Lobby. Back in their jar, where their jars and stuff are at. In our Hobby Lobby, it's towards the back of the store. And he's about 6 inches tall. He's actually 7 inches tall. So he's one of the bigger, and you know, the flat bottom and stuff. Very simple and easy to do. He was really fun to make. But you should be able to find that on YouTube. Okay, I'm gonna, now that I've got it kind of in there, and y'all know I will hang it up and go by and look at it for a couple of days to see if there's anything I want to change.
Sander Renshaw says, love the snowman. I had somebody give me a bunch of light bulbs to do that, but I hadn't done any yet.
Well, it looks like a light bulb, but it's not really a light bulb. It's a thing from Hobby Lobby because it's got the flat bottom. But it wasn't expensive. Now, it was probably like $2 and something last year. Okay, so I'm just kind of moving these curls around and fluffing it up a little. This is a very quick wreath to make. And evidently when I put that one through there, I went through the part of the sign that had the jute on it. So you just kind of want your sign nestled in there a little bit, not really sunk in, but you want to have enough on the back that gives it a little. See, I still got a good bit here that gives it a little. And I've left these 4 are the long ones. So I have left them until I decide that one needs to be tightened a little bit. I can do that.
Travis says she's baking pumpkin bread while watching it.
Oh.
Kathy Kellison. Yum.
Sounds good. I'm not a baker. I mean, I have a rehearsal this weekend, and I'm supposed to take some sort of dessert. I buy those cookies that you just pull apart and put on a cookie sheet, you know. Who has time to bake? Okay. Let me see if it's on there to suit me. I think so. Okay. So I'm going to leave those alone for now. So that's what we've got. Definitely could be, that was my thought. Nothing else. Just leave it like this. Tell them they could take the sign off after Christmas. But now I'm going to make a bow. And we'll decide if we want to put the bow on it or not. I can always take it off. But I brought 3 different ribbons. Whew, I'm making a mess here.
And said they have a women's Christmas party tonight at church, and I baked off.
Oh, she baked what?
She bakes often.
Oh, not me. Well, Ed's not much of a, he likes cobblers. He likes anything blackberry. But he's not much of a cake or pie eater. So I don't bake too much. Okay, this is the ribbon I brought in here. I have this, which is, exact colors. And I didn't know if I wanted just to do a bow with just this. I brought this in here, but it's a totally different texture. And it almost blends too much. I've about talked myself out of using it. It's a pretty good ribbon, but I don't think I want it for that. And then I brought this. This is a pretty farmhouse. But now that I have it in the light, it's not the same color red. It's cranberry. So, I don't like that. It's cranberry and beige. Good farmhouse ribbon, but I don't like it with this sign. I think I have some white with red polka dots, but I'm not positive. So for now, we're just going to make a big bow out of one ribbon. I got plenty of it, so that's what we're going to do. And with this one, I would put the bow at the bottom. So I want a couple of tails. So I'm not measuring it. I'm just doing it. I'm going to cut them first. And lay them down here. And this ribbon does have a right side and a wrong side. Your red line is thicker on one side than it is the other. So we're just going to find the center roughly. And just kind of scrunch that together and get it ready to go behind our bow. And to decide how big I want the loops, this would be the top loop, and I'm not going to do any tails. So I think I want it smaller than that, because you get bigger as you go down. Let's try that. And you just make a loop. I didn't even measure it. It's basically a 4-inch loop. So to get them even, if you wanted to measure, then you'd go 8 inches, pinch it, and bring it back to the center. And those technically should be the same size loops. Then you're going to twist it and get it to go this way. And we might do another one the same. Have about 2. So we'd have a total of 4 loops that are 4 inches each. And then you're going to go a little larger every time. And I'm just going to hold it with my thumb. All right, we're going to go a little bit bigger. I'm not going to measure it. Nick uses, I don't know how many of you, but if you don't follow Nick, you need to go follow Nick's Seasonal Decor. He does a lot of videos on his page. And he does a lot with 1.5 inch ribbon, which is what this is. And he doesn't measure too much of anything. He said, crafting, it's not supposed to be perfect. So we're just going to kind of decide how many we think we want.
He does a lot of
he likes fresh stuff too. He basically went to school, design school, for flower arrangements and stuff. He loves at this time of year doing the greenery. But yeah, he has some really good videos.
He does a lot of that vine stuff.
Grapevine.
Yeah.
Yeah, he does a good bit of grapevine too. All right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's 5 loops on each side, and I think that's plenty. Nope, it's got to be twisted this way. Okay, and then I'm going to just cut it like right there. Get my tails, put them on the back, and then take my pipe cleaner and go about halfway. You could do a little bitty button on the front. More than likely you won't be able to see this pipe cleaner, but if you wanted to, you could take the ribbon and go across here. And I missed that one. Hang on. See my loop kind of hanging there? Didn't have my fingers in the right spot, so just untwist.
Who is it?
Nick's Seasonal Decor. N-I-C-K. He's a very young guy. And I'm very talented. Okay, let's try going on that side of my finger. Let's see.
And Travis said pumpkin bread is done, better burn my hand.
Ooh, well, at least you didn't burn the bread. That's the main thing, huh?
Kathy Keller said thank you.
You're welcome. All right. I may even decide I don't like this bow on it. I don't know. But, and then just, once you get it on, you can fluff out the loops. And, like I said, I don't want it on the top. I'm thinking putting it like right here in the middle. It'd be perfect if, I don't think that's the crossbar. It would be perfect if that was at a crossbar, but it's not. So we'll get it in there. And then just decide where we want it. You don't want it down in your, you want it attached well, so make sure you don't attach it to the mesh. You want to go all the way down to your frame. See, this is why I usually have to hang things up and do it, because for number one, that's not in the center. It needs to be moved over just a little bit. But I have to look at things straight on.
When she finishes a wreath, it usually hangs for a week.
Not that long, because I try to get it on the Etsy shop. But I do hang it in my utility room so I can walk by it several times. Then I decide what I want to change about it. All right, hang on. I got to make sure I've got it one on one side of the wire and one on the other, so I can tie it to the frame itself and not the mesh. That's still not in the center. I don't want to move it over too far. Maybe that's a sign it doesn't need a bow.
You know me, I don't think it needs a bow.
And I may decide to take the bow off. But once they take the sign off, if they wanted to use it, then it would need a bow. it would need something.
I'm going to send it to them and write them a note what to do.
Okay, and then to curl your ribbons, you know, just take your fingers and, like you would, scissors.
And Travis says, I don't think so either.
Don't think it needs a bow? It probably doesn't. But I'm going to put the bow on it, hang it up, and look at it. I think if I had had a little bit of white to put in the bow to make that pop a little bit more, I might would have liked it better. But I'll hang it up and see. Let me cut these ends. You can make the tails long as short as you want to. If you don't want to dovetail them, you can take them and just curl them.
44, 44.
What's 44, 44? Time. Okay.
Thank you again, Miss Ann, for the additional sprinkle.
Let me hold it. Do I need to hold it up, or? I think the bow's fairly close to being in the middle, but I haven't tightened it that tight. So we'll see. I'll hang it up and decide. You may see it on the Etsy store with no bow. But I think if you'd almost need a bow of some sort to use it year round, is what I'm thinking. So, and that's kind of my goal. I hate to have something that you can just leave up for just Christmas and then not use it again for a year. So I kind of try to do things to where they can be used at other times, or certain things you can't, you know, like you're not going to have a Santa Claus up all year.
I don't know.
Unless you're my mama.
I was thinking.
She left some Christmas stuff up all year. And I totally, now that I'm getting older, totally understand some of it. It's just too much trouble. Put it down, take it off. Okay, so that's it. But you definitely, if you didn't want to put a bow on it, just pick you out some colors that match your sign. And this actually made a very full wreath. I mean, you cannot see through it. It's even full from the back. So it made a very full wreath. And like I said, you would need a roll of each. You'd need 2 rolls if you're going to do it. Oh, really? I'll know once I hang it up. But, and I may take the sign off and see what it looks like, you know, without the sign to see for sure. So, but anyway, that's it for tonight. I appreciate y'all joining me. Again, congratulations to Ann Travis for getting our thank you appreciation gift. And we will start something different Monday. Kind of know what I want to do, but I think we're going to do something a little bit different. And I'll let y'all know all about it Monday. We probably will just do 5 lives in the month of December. That would be 2 next week, 2 the next, and then just on Monday before Christmas comes, I think on a Sunday. So, you know, I probably wouldn't do it that Thursday. I'd probably just do Monday. And then I'm going to take a break for a couple of weeks, and we'll come back January with new things. But I've got several projects I'm working on to show you for either Christmas decorations or ways you can make cute little gifts for people. So y'all join me Monday at 6 o'clock. We'll be back, and have a great weekend. See y'all later. Bye.